Yeah,
that was back when I was good.
Hey, guys, why don't you guys go watch the demo on the Telestrator?
I can't watch it.
Now I'm going to get into this game. mousesports versus Liquid. We do have Alex, we do have Henry, and we are ready to get it started. The last map of the night is now, and the time is here.
It certainly is. Thank you so much, guys. At the desk, scene set. We know how the setups will be. Of course, a little different look for the pistols. We kick this one off. I'm joined by Henry G. We've got a three-man lean towards long. Naf just firing off one warning shot, gets a glimpse, but they'll have time to set up, and they've already gathered that much control of the map.
And here we go then. Smokes deployed towards CT spawn. Just need one of those instead of two for the crossover. Flashes to come through as well. Naf has tuck himself in towards Gandalf, and Ali's doing a lot of damage there, but it's being dished out equally in return towards Twist. They've got control of the A side. Bomb should go down. 5 on 5 for now, but there is a kill available from Nitro.
There is. They might want to focus on that one. It's actually pulled 2 players away, but quick dispatch of Frozen means they can now focus their attention on this post plant. Naf tucked in. Woxic does equalize. Good catch from him. One will be arriving from CT. The majority on their way up already. Stewie actually got caught. They know he's coming, but still trying to do damage. Keeps their attention. Nice catch as it's keeping going back and forth onto Naf and dealt with. Double kill to round it all out. It was Rops to find 2 in that, 3 for Liquid. So they keep them relatively honest, but with a bomb plant, victory converted. The power of that CT smoke, they were forced to reposition towards short.
Lovely stuff from mousesports there. Bit of a variation of what we're used to seeing. We normally see 2 smokes on the crossover, then going for 5 players making their way through. But mousesports is the one down CD spawn, overwhelming the defense there. Bomb planted nice and early, closing things out with a couple of kills from Rops and Voxic. Force 5 and the CTs coming in, however. Stewie managing to hit some great shots with the scout today, but Carrigan, very quick approach towards the long area. Smoke already down, watching towards that pit. In terms of the CD setup, they have got 3 players there. Nitro, more importantly by the blue bin, trying to isolate the player who's painted into a corner here. Does a lot of damage, about Carrigan with a 3-man spray down. He is loving it out there right now.
Perfect flash as well from Chris to stop Twist and Naf from getting that trade immediately. Crosshairs couldn't find him before. Their screen was full white, and so now, just like that, the round is over. To contest that, 2 members of Liquid, an armored scout for Stu. Elige with that Desert Eagle. He's having a look. He wants to at least see if he can get a couple of shots down range. mousesports, they're well within their rights to change their plan or as well just slow it down. Bomb's still long. They're just going to lurk and wait and see what Liquid have got for them. They're leaving 1 man on the other side of the map as well. Chris J with the late Xbox smoke. See how seriously mousesports are taking this, not only in pursuit of the round, but also want to preserve every single one of their weapons, start to build that lead, both in rounds and with the finances. Here comes the finish towards A, then it's all on Elige. Once he's gone, so is the round. Oof. Finished off neat and tidy, Chris Jake to confirm.
Yeah, no problem at all, it seems. Carrigan, long smoke, flashes over. They thought they had his number. They thought they had him locked into the blue bin position. They smoked him out, but turning away from the flashbang, 3-man spray down, pretty much round completed at that point. Up the Stewie to hold into the scout. He does nail 1 shot towards Rops. That will push him back somewhat here. Do they really want to commit to everyone challenging this position? He is getting tagged up now. Players getting closer and closer. Looks like they're going for it. As we'll see Stewie 2K just in a horrible situation now. Players coming through the window and maybe even a knife kill, but not quite. It's going to be the max time to close things out. Stewie did take 1 before he was dropped, and we get into round number 3. Full eco for Team Liquid here. Who would have thought after the first map we'd be on the 3rd and final map where mousesports have the lead?
Yeah, we had a very brief chat with Carrigan outside, similar to that that Banks managed to pull out of Rops as well. Just asking about the new pick, because it stands out when a team picks a map. Not only our map, it is Nuke against Liquid, and just it's difficult. Carrigan's answer was it's just difficult to find a map you're comfortable with picking against Liquid. The map was so vast, and mousesports not quite there yet. Still under development. Aggression from Woxic out long. No utility to be dealt with, and therefore it's just going to be somewhat of a formality. They take control of long early, and then going to just wait to see if Liquid are up to any games. They certainly are. They're just going to be walking up tons, and there isn't anyone necessarily getting that information early. Oh, I hear a huge roar. I'll remind you, there's 2 streams running simultaneously to this one, and with Crims dropping 43 frags against MIBR in regulation, it does look like they've gone into overtime.
Amazing. That's going to be one hell of a game. Hopefully this one heats up to an equal manner, Alex. That's all we can hope for.
Cross my fingers.
This round, maybe not so much. It is USPs only.
Yeah, and they are about to start escorting that bomb across. Fully armored and equipped. Very little Liquid can do. They're even leaving Rops as a lovely catch-all to deal with this. Stewie anticipating it, though, and a nice push. Good dink. He could be finished off by Stewie's teammates. And, yeah, having issues closing this one out. 23 HP, but it's enough to keep a firm grasp, keep hold of his AK-47 and the round. So 3-0, it's time to see what Liquid can do with weapons.
Yeah, that's important. $900 there for Rops, keeps all of his utility, his AK, and manages to take 3 players down with him. He's got $7,000 residual cash, and we get into that first gun round. It's going to be a Galil in the hands of Carrigan, still a scout for Chris J. Flying Dutchman's going to show us what he's made of with this particular sniper rifle up against Naf, who's been orphaned so much recently. Carrigan is through the smoke, of course, and then Rops with the AK towards top and middle. Just making sure he survives, gets all 3, no problem at all. One defuse kit available. Carrigan trying to continue with the momentum here. He just helps himself towards the mid area.
Yeah, and relatively uncontested. So as that smoke arrives, he's just going to go straight with it. They'll jump and see the info, but that HE though, oh, that is a shining light for what could be a rather shaky B defense, but it's not when Nitro's in town. 3 kills, finally Carrigan arrives. They still have a shot at this. Notoriously difficult site to get into, but they haven't got the bomb down yet. Elige was poised to contest, and that molly is going to land exactly at the toes of Carrigan. It won't spread in time, though. He can get it down. Another molly from Woxic to try and segregate this retake. Naf's ahead of it. And through the doors they go, looking to contest, and it's looking perfect from Liquid. There's nothing surely Carrigan can do, just the one. Liquid, handle it. Nitro certainly did.
Yeah, it's always been a bit of a problem for Team Liquid, those B splits, especially when they come out very quickly there. You can see what Carrigan had in mind, knowing they still had scouts, Galils. He wanted to pick up the pace there and punish the fact they might not have everything they possibly need to fend off a mid-split like that. But Nitro taking matters into his own hands. He holds strong at the double doors, making sure they can't be overwhelmed from the tunnels and indeed the window door position. Here he comes, spraying through that smoke. 3 kills come in, and Carrigan, he's had a great game so far without Galil, but finally been silenced at this stage. Voxic really had to find that first kill for Carrigan to stand a chance there in the 2 versus 1. Not going to matter. They are going to have a full buy here for sure. Remember, they had to scout the Galil, and now they actually have a full buy. Voxic on the AWP, considered one of the most dangerous snipers on Dust2, as Rops, perfect flashbang through. Backed up by his teammates, smoke down in the corner. Twist does pull one back, but there's going to be a lot of damage exchange here. 3 on 3. What a brawl of a round this is.
Oh, and another one through the smoke, just like that. Liquid, this round is theirs. Woxic, he's barely processed what's happened. On the cross back, though, he had a chance to punish. Nitro thinks better of it. Now, you will start seeing some investigations. Stewie will clear out the tunnels, and so the CTs will start to dig their heels in towards A all the more so. Freak available for this difficult task. That's a lovely combination. He'll be able to catch Nitro on the exit. So now 1 versus 2 at a small price, down to 79. Still all the more healthy. Potential flank going to be coming in from Stewie eventually. Naf holding the crosses is a very passive hold. They're giving Woxic a lot of room.
Yeah, he has got time to work with here as well. 1 Molotov, reasonable HP. In terms of the CT setup, they have 1 player outside the long door. That's Stewie 2K. Naf fly with the orb, watching for the cross. So they have got him locked in, but he still has time to make this a 1 versus 1, especially if Stewie offers himself out like that. That could have been disastrous. Gets away at 35 HP. Voxic, does he have time to try and hunt him down here? He seems to think so. Repositioning, but Naf is there. He's going to get the kill, no problem. I say that.
Oh, dear. Now Woxic with 25 seconds. He's pulling Liquid around the map. He has the advantage now. Stewie tagged up from his previous shortcomings on that aggression. Gonna have to hold it from short. 17 seconds. Opts for CT. 15 seconds to get across. Woxic, no smoke. He used that earlier. And so the fight's given, and Stewie punishes. 3 clicks, converts, and a second round on the board for Liquid, but it was far from glorious, far from gorgeous. That was a messy approach to the 1v3.
Yeah, it looked like that was such a done deal in terms of the round overall, but the Molotov towards Car, Voxic finds himself a bit of wiggle room, and then Stewie almost offers the round up for free there. Luckily repositioning back towards middle, looking at that crossover, certainly a risk, not a guaranteed kill by any stretch of the imagination, but he makes it work, and it's a big one for them to pick up. It is starting to hurt the finances of mousesports, but that rings true for both teams, I have to say. You can see they've got MP9s and scouts on the CT side. 5 players heading towards B at this stage as well. Nitro and Stewie to defend. They actually have the MP9 and M4 combo, still with a smoke and an incendiary available. Is this where mousesports fully commit? Now going to boost towards short first and see if they can actually find an opening kill first.
It's a different look from Mouse. They've managed to avoid all that early utility damage. So 5 very healthy mice. see the utility deployed. It's 2 smokes to middle and a frag. Now a rifle. Karrigan, I mean, admittedly low, but he has managed to get himself an extra tool for what could be a rather long round. Still 58 seconds. He advances through the smoke. Naf smiles on his face as he greets him with the scout. Finishes what Elige started, but 4v4, plenty of time, and still no access to long, so it's all short at the moment.
CTs with just flashbangs remaining here. Liquid are going to have a very difficult hold, but Naflight with the scout trying to find the tags here. First one doesn't connect. A desperate flashbang thrown in the air, but the backstab coming in. Twist is aware of it. So much damage inflicted, however. Naflight needs to find something here. The quick shots coming through, still having a really rough time. His teammate's going to be dropping as well. The MP9 to save the day, Alex. Could this be enough? It's damage inflicted. It's 1 versus 1, though. I know exactly where Naf is. Even a scout shot wouldn't do enough at this point. Pulls out the pistol, and he pulls it off. That's actually insane. With 79 HP, he finds 2 dinks in the USP to close things out.
Oh, it was on a plate for Woxic. All of the hard work. The flank from Nitro admittedly even put Liquid with a chance into that one. But Nitro is the one causing the upset. Naf finishes it off with a glorious USP transition. Let's see that again from Naf. He gets the first one to Karrigan. Nitro, this is the flank we're talking about, getting himself a 6th and 7th respectively. Woxic so clean with the first 2, just couldn't put the bullets in the right direction. And precise aim from Naf was enough. And ooh, look at Elige straight into lower tons. He's going to keep Karrigan guessing.
The MP9 at close quarters, always a lot of fun to use against the players of Al Kevlar. 1 versus 1 for Naflight has led them to a very promising position. Now it's going to be Twist getting the second frag of the round. 5 versus 3. 1 flashbang remaining, and they've got long control at least, but whether they'll do much for them is yet to be seen. Elige still hot on their heels here, looking towards T-Spawn as they flash over. Bomb goes down. Oh, this is looking so good for Liquid now. It was a compromise round before, but this is anything but. Clean sweep, and they're going to have still MP9s, Kriegs, M4s into round number 8 here. 4-3 on our final map.
I'm really enjoying a little bit of additional insight coming in from Ragin there. Of course, taking his timeouts. It's the first for mousesports in this map. If you are brand new to Counter-Strike, 4 timeouts, 30 seconds apiece. Both teams' coach microphone is open. It's the only time they'll be able to communicate with the team before, or sorry, during the game. Of course, beforehand, it's all theirs. Free reign. 2 minutes of time attributed to stabilization, catching a breather. In fact, that seemed, from what we understood and picked up from the microphones near the players, Raging just asking people to take a breather. Sometimes
everyone calm down.
Like rounds can sometimes start to spiral, even though that one was just on the unarmored opponent. It was a quick one, that's for sure. Elige made sure of that, as did this flash setup at Stewie, just ensuring Twist had a complete free frag in mid.
I guess it's because Naf survived so long in that A round for the scout and ended up winning the round. I think maybe everyone was a bit panicked and couldn't work out how to take him down. Regardless, though, a fast, long approach here. Voxer with the AWP doesn't take any damage, but he can't go any further. Molotov will send him packing. They'll go back towards T-Spawn, and they'll reposition into a default here. They wanted to go for that long take. You always got to take that with the AWP, especially. Both Nitro and Twist, full control of that position. There is a weakness on the B side of the map. You can see Stewie alone towards that bomb site right now. He's got a Legion CT spawn. MP9 for Nitro, holding behind the blue bin right now. Just trying to be dynamic around the map. Usually just have Twist anchoring that position. Nitro and B with Stewie. Just trying to move things around, keep them guessing.
Naf, the AWPer, fast becoming a much
yeah,
more,
you're seeing that a lot.
Much more of a conversation. Certainly on Nuke CT sides, we've seen it. Inferno. No longer the Nitro conversation in the same capacity it used to
I guess Nitro still rings true on Overpass, but Mirage is Stewie mainly, and Naf.
T-side AWPing as well. You know, Chad was talking about it. Something that Stewie has taken the reins on Dust2. It's very dynamic and flexible, and perhaps one of the many strings to the Liquid bow. And here they go into the crosshairs of Twist. Will there be a flashbang? No, relatively dry. And now the nade will land in Rops' pocket down all the way to half. He'll have to play around this, maybe even flash his teammate in. They weren't ready for it. Nice teamwork on long. Advantage Liquid still. 25 seconds, that bomb's still on long. Chris J has to do so much hard work here if they want to convert. They have to eliminate Twists, and they have to do it now. 19 seconds, they still haven't found him. Chris J all the way in now, he can relieve the pressure, that's one. Twist is still in pit, and the round is done. Getting a little shaky there, mousesports, their default perhaps took too long with it. And Liquid, the clock was on their side, as were the frags. Nice bait as well behind that blue bin, the notoriously overlooked position.
Absolutely true, Alex. You've heard me say it many times before.
Yep.
It's certainly ringing true once again. Round 9 coming up next. Twist so solid in the pit as always. You can see him taking so much aggro though as Elige and Twist get the job done. I think it has to be just a partial buy for mousesports now. 5-3 on a fast-paced map. Certainly delivering so far as Rops tries to make his way towards B. The Incendiary will block his vision somewhat. The HE will chip away at his health and they go for a fast mid approach. Carrigan's already made his way through. One dig looking likely and he completely obliterates Elige on the other side.
What a satisfying way to start the round. mousesports, they find one more of those. Good as gold. A missed shot from Naf, that's their signal. Now separated by the Molotov, he's already been cut down to 55. Chance for Chris J, close nade's not going to get him. If they can take Naf out, they've got a real shot at this. 5v3 support in kind though. Twists on long, does get the suppressing fire down. Bullets into the brain of Chris. mousesports, that bomb has yet to commit. Frozen connecting another bullet. Now the bomb will be surely lost. Woxic connecting onto Nitro though. They're doing a lot with very little here. They do seem to have solved this mystery though. Full access to the B site thanks to Rops. And now they can get that bomb in just in time. They have to get it across. That's the only issue. Stewie and Naf, neither casting their gaze on that B door cross. And so now, a real shot for mousesports here. Carrigan, the backup plan. Gave them a way in. Could be the one to eliminate Liquids. Spotted.
It's looking so good for these Deagles and P250s especially. Nafly, he'll have to fall back and they steal a round away. An unlikely one there, Alex. It's going to be Carrigan once again. That Desert Eagle, he did it on Vertigo. To actually get them that second round victory on the CT side, he does it once more. This time on Dust2, helping himself towards those mid doors. Elige, perfect position for it. Didn't do anything wrong, just got his world rocked by the Desert Eagle bullet that came through. This was a great shot from Carrigan. One bullet, all you need.
And the fact that they caused so much of a hubbub on A, Liquid had to respect it, especially with the frags coming in as well. Enabled that bomb plant, and then even with the limited weaponry, it was a comfortable defense. Lovely round from mousesports, puts them straight back into competition. And look what it's done to Liquid. CZ for Nitro. Woxic, he's burning significantly. Chance to string some together, and Naf, a tiny line held, but bullets connect. Chris J down, and hunting now is Rops in return, 4 for 4. Neutralizing Elige, he's been having a bit of a nightmare in middle, and Frozen standing his ground on the long door push. Keeps Nitro honest, doesn't go down though, and so Naf now making the Orc's presence known. Connecting onto Carrigan, you can't help but feel that this is pushing them towards the B side of the map. Frozen's out long. They're very divided.
Frozen hoping he can just stay alive as long as possible for an inquisitive CT to walk past his position, which could happen. Orb right next to him. He'll hear the scope and the bullet. Is there a chance to swing out?
So he knows that flash came from pit. He knows there's a scope to his left.
He can pre-fire that, but then he has to be snapping to the pit after that. How has Nafly pulled that one off? At close range, we said he's been working on the AWP. There's 3 kills in the round for him so far. That one was a showstopper.
Yeah, and that was their way in, Mouse. They were hoping Frozen could cause enough of a distraction, but Stewie was so ready for their arrival on B. Just the FAMAS, a couple of clicks, and a second frag.
Go on.
That's what I was looking for. Enables Stewie to live up to that name, and so now 6-4. Liquid fights straight back. Frozen's going to be scratching his head after that one. That felt like such a lock-in. He had the info, the element of surprise. He knew where both were. Naf was low for the second frag. Let's see that from his perspective.
Oh.
Damn, in the dome.
I don't know how he reacts to that so quickly. Solid stuff from Stewie as well. Nice flashbang. He got that last kill.
In case you're wondering.
And we get into a faster approach again. Carrigan's had success here with the Deagle before, this time trying to replicate that with the AK-47. Stewie 2K gets the timing slightly off, but a flashbang from his teammate helps him out to re-peak the position. Carrigan goes down, and that puts a hold to things here. Chris J still at the mid doors, and Nitro, like we said, he's dynamic on the map. He likes to move around. He's inside the B-bomb site as Stewie takes over middle.
Chris J being set up in that corner, though, it will be a question of timing. Galil versus Krieg, the weapon advantage certainly there for the North Americans. Is this a run boost? No, just add a boost. Another smoke arrives. They're pulling them out of the CTs. That's the last one for the B side of things for Team Liquid. Nitro was close, takes a speculative shot. Heard the pin pulled. Reaction didn't quite connect. Still, advantage Liquid. Still, we will cower back into the B side, being kept relatively respectable. Oh, and the utility from Liquid. They're going to advance through short as well. They can't even get out without bloodshed, and Lige gets the first. He knows there's another one, another even descending towards the tunnels as they look to scarper towards long. Stewie punishes, and they're getting ripped apart limb from limb. It's just Rops. 1 versus 4, an impossible task. And Liquid stringing together a couple of defensive rounds. Now this one a little more convincing than the last, but it has been quite the run. Let's not forget, yes, 7-4, but 3 of those were the first 3 rounds of play.
Yeah, absolutely true. Liquid have looked unbeatable since then, only giving up 1 single round. And at this stage, mousesports clutching at straws somewhat. They called a pause before just to calm themselves down. There have been a lot of close rounds, that's for sure. But at this stage, mousesports with no AWP, barely any utility. They're going to have to take the long take here and continue with it. They can get the long control, but they can't really go back into an execution. And now being held off, they've dropped most of their flashbangs. What have they got left? They've got a smoke for the corner. 1 flash to go over after it, so it's going to have to be power and numbers here, Alex, and they've just swallowed a grenade.
Chris J, that's a very precise frag. Takes Twist down without too much bloodshed. Naf, however, was right there behind him, and the previous issues that mousesports have encountered weren't necessarily on the opener of long. It's this. Step 2. Need to have no gaps in that smoke. A Molotov possible from Naf, but for now, he's waiting for the second smoke to arrive. He still has some degree of a gap for info. Gets the info! No, my goodness! I can't believe he actually caught Chris there. A tiny slither of tea, and he manages to make a whole pot of it.
4 on 2, Alige looking like he's going to close things out, no problem. Naflies is having an absolute smashing game here. It's really beautiful to watch how every shot's connecting, and chances that seem impossible. Speaking of which, Voxic, he's got his chances numbered there. Is going to be Voxic removed. Stewie 2K to find the 8th round. mousesports starting to shrink here somewhat. Maximum loss bonus been ringing true for a while, but haven't had a bomb plant in a couple of rounds at this point. So they've got $3,500 per player. That's about it. They have to take a partial buy here. Can't really justify a full investment unless you want Galils across the board.
We do have an opportunity to have a quick tactical breakdown during this timeout. It's over to Chad.
Just going to be talking about a decision on round number 6 here. As we can see here, Alige was the mid player. We're going to play this one out. Carrigan is actually going to find himself the opening kill onto that of Alige, and they're going to change the decision. They were set up, as we can see here, for a B execute, but they will pivot on back and actually head over towards A. Chris J trying to isolate an individual duel here towards long, and then over towards A, they were trying to swarm into the bomb site, knowing that there were only 2 players. This one didn't work on out, but you can understand why Carrigan made this call. Let's get back into the game.
Yeah, it was Carrigan's fantastic first frag. We saw just how close that got them. Thank you, Chad. Keep our eyes on that. The reactive play of mousesports. There is, especially when your leader is the one that's going in first, finding the frags. If he makes a call off the back of his frag, I'm listening. Just the CZs. Good bit of utility, but a great choice from Naf, and that's 3 targets hit. He's not done yet. Another goes down. My goodness, that's a lot of damage to start things off from Nafly. Does put an AWP into the mix. Woxic has it with his paper clip of health left, and that's been finished off now.
2 bullets, 4 connections. That's kind of insane from Nafly. They all line up for him. And at this point, Chris J has the AWP, but Twist, he's going to shut down any prospects they've got in mind. And indeed, the music begins here, Alex. It looks like Twist has done enough to get yet another frag. There we go. And it will be now just Chris J. He's a fantastic AWPer himself, but just no information. No real opportunity. If he gets his first kill, maybe a bomb down, but of course the dink comes through, makes things even more difficult.
I mean, like, it's impossible with 100 health. Never mind when you get the dink on your way into the clutch. That's 9 now for Liquid. The only round that we've seen the T side of Mouse actually succeed in the last 10 rounds of play was with the P250s and those Desert Eagles into the B site late. It was a crazy round, an incredible round, but they haven't been able to replicate anything close to that, even with the full buy. Just a flash in the pan, perhaps, but Liquid, their CT side, there's the synergy there. There's the individuals all holding their own. 13 to Naf, loving seeing his transition into the AWP, and now you've got Stewie picking up a second, and he's making it look pretty damn intimidating. At least fires off a shot towards middle. Missed the shot. Does mean Chris J has access towards short. He'll establish himself there, and the call will have been made, and a nade in response brings him down to 88.
Double AWP setup. Certainly makes sense considering the good work Nafly's doing of it so far. 9 kills with the weapon since picking it up. That's pretty fantastic work. 9-4 to come to the closing few rounds here this first half. Liquid haven't slowed down at all since going 0-3. Execution looking likely here. Very default start. One holding towards tunnels, frozen along. 3 with short control. And they can fully execute towards A with a wall of smokes, dropping down towards spawn, flashing over. That's the best way to really shut down the orbs on the other side, but they could still fall back into the mid-split. We know Liquid have vulnerabilities towards that side of the map. Flashes and smokes deployed. The second smoke on top of the boxes suggests they will commit to this. And Karrigan to lead the charge with the Krieg in hand.
Has to get this frag cleanly. Stewie deals with it though, and now the call will come in to change of plan. Charging towards short, descending in fact to try and make things difficult for the AWPer, and Nafi does have support on the site and already tagged another, causing quite the fright. What can you do here, Mouse? 3 bodies dropped, yeah, 20 seconds, hoping and praying that he can get that bomb across, but Woxic just gobbled a nade. Still going to be able to get across to the site. Precise from Robs, nearly a third. He had his crosshair in the right place. 10 seconds though, and he can't even get the bomb to the site. Gorgeous from Liquid as they find double digits on the defense. 10-4. Ladies and gentlemen, mousesports, they're thanking their lucky stars they won that pistol, because at least they can stay competitive to an extent. 3 off the start of that. And it has been a long time since we saw mousesports string together rounds.
Yeah, it's all starting to fall apart here, Alex. Every single approach is just being completely answered back with brutal aggression, perfect shots, and at this point it's the final round. 3 Galils, a CZ, an AK-47, and Karrigan, he keeps trying to bully his way through those mid doors. He does get through successfully most of the time, but not really leading to much success apart from that. The bomb towards upper B right now. Maybe it's a straight-up contact play with the Galils in hand. One player spotted towards the top. That's frozen, already dinked. This is a nightmare, but Karrigan, he's finding something from it. Got an AWP at least.
Yeah.
Want to try and fall back now?
I'm not sure what he wants to do, Elige. Well, he solves the problem for him. A nice flank from him as he's trying to flash and support. He thought they would be committing to B off the back of that one, but things do start to stabilize back into the realms of sanity. Stewie, tiny line held. Catches him just on the top of the smoke. Chris J was trying to get that rotate in, and now a second presents himself. Rops thought the line was no longer being held. Stewie has a gap just above the failed smoke. I think it might have been Elige's on the way out, but my God, what can you do here? An AK upgrade for Woxic. It's barely a silver lining. You can hear the steps of Elige doing the dance.
Final round here, and no kill found. They got a 3-0 start, and the half finishes at 11-4. Liquid have found themselves in 5th gear here and are running away with a 3rd and final map. Alex, it doesn't look good for the hopes of mousesports in this particular best of 3, but they're a fantastic team. We'll see what they can do in the second half. Oh, this news just in here, Alex. You can see Crims, after losing in overtime to MIBR, he actually broke the regulation record for amount of frags, 44 on the map. Commiserations to him, a hell of a shift he put on that map. I just wanted to give him a shout out just for that amazing stat there, and still, what a gut punch it must be to be on the losing side.
Breaking records, a 3rd map for them. An incredible game going on both the A and the B stream.
Hot sun, always nights, never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how loud, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother. Brother. the hot sun. Always nights, never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how loud, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm. Far from calm, I know you need me, brother.
It was a harrowing start to the series, perhaps a similar end. mousesports, an exceptional performance on Vertigo, brought us to our third map of this series, the final series of our second day. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Henry G. It's time to see if they've got anything left in the tank. They have the CT side, but Liquid are looking hot.
They are. It's absolutely true. Red hot almost as we get into the second half here, the final half of the evening. Get stuck in, tell your friends. Let's go out of a bang here as we'll get into what looks to be a fast approach from Liquid. The smoke's down towards Xbox as bullets are exchanged. They've still got a smoke available with a Molotov as well. Thrown towards short.
Interesting. Seems like they've...
I think was they trying to bounce around the corner?
If anything, it's slowed their own advance.
Like, guys, this is looking too good.
Yeah, he's like, stop going, stop. Probably got a little too scared, a little paranoid there's something around the corner, but all good for now.
I'm trying to work out that was. If I've missed something, let me know. I just can't imagine what that would have been.
Nitro obviously jumped the gun perhaps a little bit, jumping out now into towards the site. They have a flashbang. It will be the swing likely from Goose. Frozen. It's going to get the first and a second as well. Neat and tidy so far. Finally, Elige claws one back for Liquid. They do have access to the site and that plant.
Yeah, that's the most important thing at this stage. They've got a 4 versus 3. Make sure they get the money going forward. They can still win this round with the backstab potential from Stewie 2K as well. There's a couple of decoys available to them, but Elige knows he needs to fight up close and personal with the Glock. He's doing a great job so far. Can't quite keep it clean on the second there. Stewie goes down. It's a 1 versus 1, though Elige has a massive advantage. One bullet would do it. Just needs to connect anything he can with the Glock here, but he can't. He misses it all and robs anything, but he keeps mousesports in the map for now. As close as you like, and Carrigan, he's online now. He's enjoying it.
Well, when the war cry comes out, you know Carrigan, he's not allowed his clacker anymore, whatever you want to call it.
I forgot about
Remember
that.
he used to have that?
Yeah, that was amazing.
My goodness. But that works just as well.
They
the war cry.
that?
Yeah, definitely confiscated. It's part of the rules. Like, no hats and no Carrigan clackers. But let's see this from Elige. He gets 3 here. He did so much in order to make Stewie's position not be too punished. Rops with a nice connection to actually eventually neutralize Stu. But step 1 complete. Both pistols of Dust2 have gone the way of Mouse. Let's see if they can start stringing some rounds together. Consecutive rounds avoiding them so far.
Yeah, they converted the 3-0 in the first half, but they're up against the Kriegs now. A couple of those coming out, and now flies Desert Eagle. Not so deadly this time. It's going to be him removed from the short position. Carrigan ready and waiting. But they have got long control at least. Team Liquid trying to push up with it. They've got 1 smoke for the crossover. And that's not... something's going on here the last couple of rounds, but... that's not ideal.
Yeah, they didn't go to nade school. At least not today. Stewie across the site, but that's not quite going to be enough. Carrigan's doing all of the hard work so far. No issues into this one. Finally, he's been neutralized. Bomb in his grasp as well. Twist does have access to the site, but presence not only from Elevator. That will be Molotoved off nicely. That will make things hot for Woxic, forced to smoke. He has to contest, cut them down to size. He can't quite connect the bullets, and I think that was almost a triple peak to finish things off. Nice finish. mousesports. So far, so good. We'll put Liquid into the eco territory, so it's looking dead poised to be at 7 of mousesports. Let me get this right. Hang on, excuse me. 6 of mousesports, 7 rounds will be of the opening 3 of each half.
Exactly.
There
You're
we
right.
go.
You're dead on.
Aha.
So that's if this one goes in their favor, of course.
That is,
You're
but
not
there's a
necessarily
deagle, a
saying it's a
P250.
guaranteed round.
Certainly not. But an advantage their way.
Oh, that's
That
up
looks
as the
great.
edge here. Okay, that's just nice and spicy, incendiary. Just come on, lads, I know you're there. Make your way up. mousesports have got a chance in this game now, a serious chance.
He's got all the info. All the info. Doesn't want to mess this up, but he has.
He
Chris
has.
J puts a deagle into the hands of Team Liquid. Fortunately, nothing more than that. Aggression from Rops, though, as he wants to make sure the territory will not be regained. But Liquid regroup. During that kerfuffle, Carrigan has got himself tucked in on that corner. And the smoke could not have been better timed. Just as the party arrives in his domain, Carrigan decides he doesn't want to give them the SMG, the chance to be overwhelmed by 4 different players. Instead, he'll challenge as they clear. He only gets 1, though. Continuing their advance, Frozen should have the perfect weapon for the job. It's just the Desert Eagle and P250, and from behind, Rops will strike. It's confirmed. mousesports will find themselves the first 3 to start off the second half, in the same way they did in the first.
Well, there we go. It will be 3-0s either side. They still trail 11-7 though, but they're right back in the game, that's for sure. Team Liquid will bring out the Kriegs and the AK-47s into round number 19 here. Scout still for Voxic. Nice work from Frozen here. He's set up against their pistols, no armor. Nothing too exciting to report. Krieg's shots fired off. We do see a lot of damage these days with that approach. But for now, default as you like from Liquid. Waiting to see whether there's any tomfoolery or funny business at the start of the round with any staved SMGs or anything like that, but just the scouts. Voxic currently positioned on the A ramp. He'll probably stay there for the majority of the round. Bomb down outside long. Chris J removing some vision from the T side and denying access towards the mid doors.
Might be boosting for this one. And Elige, he's almost prepared for it. Stewie, however, wasn't. In response, he gets the trade. Elige! Stewie, part of the bait, but it's absolutely masterful from Elige. The most brutal of responses to what looked like a fantastic way to get an upper hand. Puts him at 18, continuing to be the star of the Liquid show. Tucks in now as Carrigan goes across. He has the info, and I swear if his back's turned, Elige can get another. It's cleaning up. This could be the 4th. It should be.
It's an absolute masterclass from Elige there. That's how you get it done. The snake in the grass, Alex, as you would say.
Yeah, I can't stop saying that.
Ready and waiting for them to walk past, using all the sound cues, and it's a lovely, lovely approach there. It was the NOA boost from Frozen to kick things off here. First kill towards Stewie 2K, but then look who arrives at the scene of the crime. It's Elige, listening over the footsteps around him. He knows 2 players walk past, and then the long-range spray down as well, just to finish things off on Voxic. Great stuff, 12-7. Money's still decent though. Remember, mousesports got that 3-0 start with a healthy amount of players surviving each and every round, as they'll bring out the AWP in the hands of Voxic once again. As I mentioned, one of the scariest Dust2 AWPers in the game.
No doubt. Dances around those doors. Dynamic will play off his spawns just a little bit as well, but for now, 3 men continue their initial campaign towards gathering that short control. Cost them a molly, but all good. That's theirs. I'll take it. Molly designed to force off the AWPer who can play that one and done spot. Oh, is he not going to get touched by the flame there? Oh, he continues to just play some... I mean, it sounds like a weird oxymoron, but like beautiful rat Counter-Strike.
The most beautiful of all the rats.
Yes.
Majestic, almost.
Strong, I reckon.
A regal rat.
A regal rat. Thank you so very much.
That will do.
We'll work with that for now. We've got a couple of them in UK.
We'll get into the execution here. Not much to fend them off, though, but the AWP is present, but the flashbang designed to make it uncomfortable. But Voxic, he manages to deliver, looking for the second. He's going to nail that one. Too easy for him as he keeps them in this round. 12-7. Oh, not for long. Frozen. Big spray down with the FAMAS there. It's going to be a 4-on-2 of Nitro on barely any points of health. Surely Voxic gets another, and he absolutely does.
Talked about his AWPing on this map, and this is a perfect example of what he's capable of. Quad kill from Voxic. Single-handedly securing an important round for Mouse as they put Liquid back on their bottoms.
Indeed, that it looked like there was almost not enough utility thrown his way at that point. They did a couple of flashes at the start, but they weren't exactly assertive in their approach when they actually commit. That shot, pretty standard, like that's going to happen. Stewie has to challenge that point, but why is there no follow-up? As soon as Stewie goes down, that's when they should be crossing over. Right? The timing's a bit off there, the spacing not quite correct, and now mousesports back in the driving seat. They're up against not a forced buy, but a partial with the 4 pistols and 1 Galil combination. First kill comes in. Chris J has the audacity to face towards top of middle with the M4, one of the most difficult challenges in CSGO. But there we go. It is going to be working out for him. Dribble smoke. We all know where this one goes. Going to just try and bust their way in towards the B bomb site. It will be Rob's baited in here. He's got the comfort of the smoke in front of him and no real stress for mousesports. They're back in this game, Alex.
Yeah, you called it. You called it early. As soon as they won that pistol and converted, you started having a little more faith. The pressure will be mounting for Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're not quite looking themselves right now. They need a timeout at this stage, I would say, just to discuss what happened in that previous gun round when they had advantages, barely any utility on the CT side, and in the way went 1 by 1 and just fed Voxic. Chris J, good smoke. Actually thrown by the T's, helps him out wonderfully. And again, their timing's just off. That sort of round, like you should be swarming. Everyone should be bouncing around with a flash and making things very uncomfortable, but not to be the case there. Another buy available. Twist this time, making his way up short. Smoke down, as per tradition. Take vision away from the CTs, baits out HEs just like that. Ideally, you want to get out of the vicinity of them, but that works too.
Just has to work with a little less. Haven't seen too much action towards long in the second half. Something, of course, mousesports were battling for, vying for consistently on their T side. But for now, you can see it's just the responsibility of Naf at this moment in time. Deep smoke does spur him to remind the CTs of his presence. Are they just going to contact walk outdoors? Ooh, okay. Now, mid's often been left clear. This seems to be the new Dust2. You can see there's 2 lines of sight held, respectively. And in terms of utility, it will be Naf likely going to get that smoke for the cross. It arrives. So do the bullets. Straight through the smoke. Frozen actually catches one. Now cut down to size and then some. Between the 3 of them, completely locking this down. Nitro, however, does have backs turned, and he has managed to sneak into the B site. Rop's aware that this is a possible gap. And oh, he's got a real shot here. If he gets the second, he can get them away into the site. Stewie's arrived just in time, and he's brought the bomb. With the AWP, he gets across. Had a chance to take it a 2v2, but now Stewie almost neutralized in transition. 9 seconds, he is going to have to try and punch in those digits.
They can sacrifice at least one player into this sequence, but Nitro, he's taking everyone down with him. It looked like they were trying to deny the plant, but they actually give the round up. That's ridiculous, Alex. I don't know how that one just transpired. I was like, okay, send one in, stop the plant going down, everyone else will finish off the job. But their spacing was off then. They didn't have the timings quite right. They come through, and I don't think the communication was spot on there.
That was a lot of confusion. I mean, yes, it depends on which perspective you want to look at it. mousesports, quite the opposite of beautiful, but my goodness, Team Liquid, the fact that Nitro gets in, he also then gets the info on Rop's door, still wants to address the guy on site first, deals with both of them. Stewie, not only that, then gets across. 9 seconds, they contest the plant, but the frags will go their way.
Let's have a look at this. Wow. So the first player comes in, he's there to deny the plant, but then the timing's like a little bit strange. So he did get through, Robs was in there, but where's that third player? He had the utility, I suppose, and it all falls apart very quickly. Epic scenes there from Nitro. Around it just didn't feel possible at one stage. They were just battling to even get that bomb planted, and then it's just offered up for free towards the end. The double AWP set up here on the CT side. You can see Voxic and Chris J desperately trying to clamber around together. It's a CZ for Carrigan. Stewie watching for the short push. Pretty standard setup from a CT point of view, but Chris J, he's been in this position a few times. Seeing whether he can listen out for the flashbangs, peek off that, and of course, he times it to perfection. Takes down a leash, flashes back in position, still has information.
Just a constant exchange, flash and peek. But as that part of this round concludes, the double AWP panic button has definitely been hit by mousesports. Especially after having a round like that taken from you. It was taken by force. Now they've taken that man advantage into the next. It's round 23, final map of this series. Looking to stay in the upper bracket. Winner meets Astralis tomorrow.
Big game. And a big round. Double orb setup. All the chips are down. mousesports have thrown everything they've got into this one. They've got one kit, a few flashes remaining, a couple of smokes. Liquid, as we mentioned before, their spacing was off on this initial approach before. Can they plug the holes?
Flash through, lots of smokes, and off angle Frozen is paying a lot of damage into the smoke. Another one falls, Nitro's gone down. Frozen's doing it all, runs out of bullets, but Naf, the last man standing, only for a second longer before Woxic sees to him. 13-10. mousesports, they called the panic. They needed to pull out the double orbs, but little did you know it was all Frozen's M4. That was all they needed to confirm that.
A great play from him. Like, this is a position we're seeing more and more of. You can see how that's difficult to deal with there, especially when you can feel them coming in with 20 seconds on the clock. The smokes are coming through, flashes as well. Pick your timings right, and you can catch them off guard. 3 big kills were Frozen, and it's actually shut down the finances of Liquid as well. It's going to be Glocks, Deagles, CZs, no Kevlar, and an interesting smoke here. I assume that lands somewhere near towards the left-hand side of middle. Actually in towards CT spawn. Nice.
Flying high through the sky. Now they meet Chris J. Immediately gets the info that there is going to be a lot of presence in the middle, but they're closing the gap. This is very, very aggressive from Chris J. Profound aggression. The name of his AWP, and it lives up to that. 3 frags. Frozen will finish off. Naf perhaps has a chance to catch Robs here, but no, to no avail. And so this gap starting to close. mousesports keeping things competitive. Everyone's starting to deliver. There is a very small kill spread top to bottom from Mouse. That was a lovely smoke, but Chris, I can't believe he chooses to push on this. He was operating under the assumption that the doors was the closest guy, but he handles this close fight beautifully. Mantles up, catches another.
Yeah. A bonus one before he went down.
Yeah.
13-11 now. Win's starting to be taken out of the Team Liquid sails. Another tactical timeout. This time it's for Liquid. Still 13-11 up. But now only 2 rounds to their name in the second half. 20 frags for Elige at the very top, Twist on 11. Robs and Voxic at the top there for mousesports. Actually, everyone fragging pretty equally. At the very bottom, it's 15. That's Karrigan and Frozen. Everyone else hovering around 16 to 20. So we'll see what the next round has in store for us here. It is going to be a full buy on either side here. Kriegs, AK-47s. Both teams fully equipped. mousesports still running that double orb setup. And Chris J, he just had enough, hasn't he?
Oh, they're going to make the call because they were jiggling for the info. And Chris could get punished for it. He is Stewie. He had his knife out just looking for the cross to lower tons. He conveyed that info. You saw Naf stop in his tracks. He had the call just in time. Chris worked it out but got punished on the way back to safety. And now an early man advantage has been fed straight into Team Liquid. This boost does enable Karrigan to perhaps focus his attention elsewhere. Should Liquid... Oh, wow, Woxic, he gave it a good go of trying to equalize the odds. An aggressive AWP presence on long. Can only really get away with firing off one shot before you have to think about something else. Drops the smoke and will reposition.
It's Chris J that goes down due to the aggressive play. Caught in the mid doors. Team Liquid's response. The B split's coming in here, Alex. We have got 1 player in position. That's going to be Robs. Not the ideal situation for himself, but Karrigan trying to dig his way out.
He's got a smoke. It's too late, though. And the bloodshed has favored Liquid. Karrigan does manage to claw one back. He's so low. The shots through the smoke connect, and now the smokes will lock them out. Frozen wants to get ahead of this. Try and catch Twists and transition. He does. Can he get away? He actually can. Instead, he stands his ground. He still has the cross, just the edge of the smoke to play around. Woxic in support, and he connects onto Naf. Elige needs to clutch up, and he already gets the first, looking for the transfer. 15 seconds. The pressure is on Elige, and yet Woxic's given him the fight. 10 seconds. He needs to pick up that bomb. Elige gives him excuse me, Woxic gives him another attempt to finally hits the shot with the AWP. My God, he was relentlessly hunting that fight. Elige assumed there'd be some degree of a passive hold from Woxic.
You'd think so. With 8 seconds on the clock, you'd think he'd yield and just give in and make you plant at this point. Elige has got nothing to say about the situation. He can't believe it. It's Woxic once again showing why he's such a beast on Dust2, taking them down one by one, closing things out against Elige there. That's a massive round to pick up. It forces Team Liquid onto yet another partial buy. My goodness. Fast B split, maybe got 3 towards the tunnels with the bomb there as well. Elige and Nitro, I think, is going to throw everything they can in towards A just to pull a rotation. And at that point, dribble smoke in towards B. Hopefully get a plant, maybe a bit more. There's the smoke towards B. Presumably the flash after it, but they're not committing just yet.
Last time these two teams played, I think myself and you saw it as well. It was an absolutely brilliant Dust2, went into double overtime. We're seeing Rops pushed in here, and he does handle it with great flair. Chance for a second, remaining cool, calm, and collected, but frags collected in favor of Liquid. Look at this suppressing fire from Elige. He's got Frozen down to 30. Is this really a round that Liquid have got a shot in? Now the bomb's going in. Stewie, no armor on that rifle. He's the one in the sight. Nitro's done so much of the hard work here, though. He has to do a bit more. Util for the retake.
They've got a lot of it.
Mollies. It does look good. That low HP on Frozen. Elige could have started enough to help Nitro finish this one off. Good shot, Stewie connecting, and he does find them both. Nitro, 3 kills in the round. It's 14 for Liquid, and mousesports, they are going to be shaken after that one.
That was looking so good for mousesports as well. It was the CZs, the pistols in general, making their way towards B. Rops was isolated, but Carrigan, he managed to get the initial kill towards middle, backed him up as well, but the equal trades came through. Comes down to that 2-on-2 scenario. They did everything they possibly could there, Alex. They smoked the tunnels, they Molotov towards the sandbag position as well. They came through, but the smoke actually assisted the final Team Liquid player there. He saw he had a bit of a gap, almost a one-way, and able to trade things out. This is the third and final map after the first showing on Nuke. It was mousesports who were completely blown out the water by Team Liquid. See what I did there?
I love it.
It was good, wasn't it? Then 16-5 was the scoreline. We thought, okay, this is a mousesport not turning up today. Liquid has looked way too good. We move on to our second map.
Vertigo.
What a barn burner of a game that was. We're seeing so many interesting developments. As that map's played out, every single time we saw a new smoke today, we saw new innovations coming through. They looked great. They looked like they were back on their feet. mousesports had to win the second half pistol here on Dust2. They've gone one step further than that, but now find themselves in a lot of turmoil as they just have an AWP and 4 default pistols around it.
Woxic, if ever there was a time to be a hero, it would be right now. He is the only chance they have at making an impact in this 27th round of play, especially considering there is going to be presence towards long. He gets there in time, will be flashed off for now. There's more utility where that came from, likely some smokes, but if he gets this timing right, if he plays around the edge of the smoke, he's got a shot, likely another flash to come through.
This looks good for Woxic. I kind of like this. There it is. Now he needs to reposition. He needs to work out where he's going to go. Does he get boosted up towards short and then probe towards middle, perhaps? Stays on this side of the map for now. Great pick, though. Could be enough. A sniper like Woxic with eco players around him. There's been a lot of instances in CSGO in the last couple of years where these sort of rounds work out just fine.
Naf went all the way to T-spawn to throw the Xbox smoke. Now regrouping with his teammates on long. It's setting up Stewie for the lurk. Now smokes for the cross. Let's not forget that this all hinges on Woxic. He is the only one with any firepower. A bit of armor on Chris should he have to pick up that weapon. Stewie's lurk pays off. Frozen went on somewhat of a flank. The gap could not be exploited, and now the frags are all coming in Liquid's way. Woxic misses the shot. He's not going to have another one of those. He does. I tell a lie. Elige goes down, but that's it. This will be 15 for Liquid. There's nothing they can do, nothing they can say to stop it now.
Rob's last player remaining. It was a decent effort there from the sniper. Managed to get 2 frags, but it wasn't quite enough. Overwhelmed towards the end of it. Robs is looking to see if there's any sort of potential to pick up a weapon for the next round. I don't think that's going to happen, but he is getting some sound cues at this stage. We'll jump up towards short. Just a bit of a formality at this stage. USP not really going to do too much damage. Flashbang comes round. And solid performance there from Liquid. They got themselves series points. It's been a long old day with the maps being played here, especially with the overtimes and the 3 maps in both series as well. Finally coming to a head here. Team Liquid have got 3 chances to close this out in regulation. So they took the full eco there, bear in mind. They could have forced around that orb, considering we got 2 kills, might have been enough. But it all leads here. 3 in a row required. Woxic has the orb once again. 3 and 4s around him, Carrigan on just a deagle. I say that. He was the one that kind of got them into the Vertigo game in that second round 4 spy with the Desert Eagle.
Yeah, same in Dust2. You've got that fantastic pick on the leash.
That was remarkable.
Now, potential last chance for mousesports. They control their fate. A bit of a heavy B lead to start things off. Anticipating something a bit quick from Liquid, but Woxic responsible for short. Stewie has a chance to kind of peek into this, though. Oh, and the pressure applied to Long causes Woxic to react as well. Falls off, wants to provide some support, but that enables Stewie to have some more freedom on short. How is Carrigan still alive? 4 HP. He's burning alive in there. They can't seem to find him through the flames, and he still finds a head. Carrigan's deagle is such a nuisance. Stewie, however, great position, can't punish. Frozen lives to fight on another day. Will round 28 be the last of this series? Where's the bomb? It's Twists, and he is going to gobble up that flashbang for a late supper.
Ooh,
Timing's not bad for Rops here.
He's done enough. I don't think they have any idea he's coming through. Regardless if they do or not, it's very clean to finish things off there. Through the flames, they thought it was safe. We've seen that a couple of times in this series so far. 15-13. Money is there for Team Liquid, but now just 2 rounds required to take us to overtime. mousesports are back into this one. A couple of players surviving there with the AWP as well, but still compromises will have to be made. For Mass for Carrigan, no kits so far, but Chris J, he's got $3,000 residual cash. Are you okay over there?
I am so good right now. I'm almost starting to set the scene for what could be another overtime between mousesports and Liquid.
It could be.
They talked about it outside. It was all smiles, reminiscing of just how good of a game it was. Both teams, I believe, actually made it absolutely clear in their post-match interviews and social media posts that they enjoyed the game itself. You know, like the head-to-head of those 2 teams, it was such a brutal affair. And well, mousesports looking to do what they have managed to do so much of 9 times here in the second half of our final map. They just need 2 more to battle and combat, to replicate the 11-4 half that Liquid managed to have on their defense.
Well, here we go then. A very default stance from Liquid at the start here. No one really committing with the utility. Elige will be looking towards lower B. Stewie CK repositioning with the orb. Bombs down outside of B, just to know for now. Could be indicative as to where we're finishing up. Now patrolling long as usual. And maybe just a standard mid approach here. Frozen those in towards CT spawn, boosted up with the Krieg in hand, a very powerful position. Woxic towards the A ramp. We can also see down towards middle as well.
C2 utility limited, and it does pull the smoke immediately out towards the doors. You can see Elige is once again thinking about the NOA boost. Not to be this time. He did get a glorious round-winning double kill from that exact reaction to that smoke. But not to be here in round 29.
Still with 2 smokes. 2 flashes and a Molotov. Twist, short control. Now that looks like a bit of a bait smoke to me. With the bomb down in the position it's in, and they've got short control. Elige is trying to force a rotation out here. And Frozen not taking any of the bait whatsoever. He's ready and waiting. He's challenging with that Krieg. That's sick from him. 3 kills found, and he wants a few more.
One-man army. Frozen, he keeps wanting the fight. They keep giving them to him, and he's got 4. Could not have been a more crucial round for the star of the mousesports show to remind us why he has that name. Just Nitro. Nothing he can really do about this. He was sitting by tons the entire round with a bomb. He was the surprise element, quote-unquote. Well, he's the one that surprised after that. Frozen, what a beautiful sequence of events. Puts it now 1 round away from that dreaded overtime.
I think we might be going there, Alex, considering the Nitro gets no extra cash now. He's just got the Krieg. He can't drop a weapon. His teammates had around $3,000, so he was CT spawn originally. And he started looking towards middle. Then he just absolutely swings on everyone here. That was almost in T-spawn. The Krieg just doing God's work here in the final rounds of Dust2, looking for overtime. And they might just do it here after conceding an 11-4 half to kick things off. Now up against Galil's Scouts and Deagles. 1 Krieg thrown in for good measure from the previous round, but Naf down to 25 HP. Lucky to be alive at this point.
Yeah, Carrigan did catch a scout bullet, but if he's playing a headshot angle on long, it's not really going to be able to give them too much of a leg up in that situation. That is if they chose to finish there. Instead, it does seem like access too short to start things off. Rinse, repeat, a default start to keep Team Liquid's chances of a regulation finish afloat. These teams have been so hard to separate. Certainly not on Nuke, but...
Well, yes, that's one.
Vertigo.
The thing is that Karrigan even said, like, he swears to God that every single time they play a best of 3 against a top team, first half of every first map is always a disaster, which kind of...
He made a good point as well. It's like T-side Nuke, you know, try getting momentum and building morale on T-side Nuke.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a difficult map to pick in that respect in this format. Well, very slow mid-control coming through here. They'll smoke down towards CT spawn. Robs is ready and waits with the Krieg at the window. Stewie drops down, confirms spawn is clear. Is this a chance? I feel like Robs has got him.
He's got him first and a second. It's unlikely he's going to survive the third, but Elige, he's lost some of his teammates along the way, and into the site he goes. Does have the bomb on his back. It's all down to, who is that carrying the corner? It was Chris J, past tense. Liquid have got a shot at this, extended by Stewie. He's still sticking around towards CT. Bomb in, kits on both, flashes for the retake. Naf's in a very cheeky spot though, and time already ticking. They're going to be coming in from 2 different angles of approach. A smoke as well available to Nafline. Not in a position where he can really get good use out of that.
That's the problem. He could ideally smoke doors, but they'd see where it's thrown from. That just kind of gives his position up completely. If they don't check this position, he pretty much wins the round here. He swings on it, 2 versus 1, frozen left from the tunnels now, and Elige knows it. He rotates out, and they're going to make him play the bomb, which is too far gone. It looks like Liquid have done enough. Just the Galils, the pistols. It has to be a desperate defuse here. Not going to be delivered, and there we have it, 16-14 in favor of Team Liquid. It was a long, arduous process, Alex.